recognize the honourable member for Halifax Citadel Sable Island.
Despite the rhetoric about lazy policy and special interests, Nova Scotians have very real concerns that we hope the minister will respond to, such as, if uranium mining exploration starts in Nova Scotia, will I have the ability to protect my property or woodlot? How can people's well water be monitored? How can people's health and the health of workers be protected? And how many jobs will be created? Does the minister agree that Nova Scotians have legitimate questions about lifting the ban on uranium mining?
I recognize the Honourable Minister of Natural Resources.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank the member opposite for the question. Yes, of course, communication and conversation is very important. That's key in this development of this sector. Quite honestly, as the mineral rights regulator, we're not the regulator of the development. Mining for uranium is actually regulated, as we discussed during estimates this year. It's actually regulated by a federal agency. It's not a provincial agency, but they also have to work with their local Department of Environment to ensure that there's a regulatory pathway there. Conversations have to happen. Protection of well water has to happen. Madam Speaker, we've been clear right from the get-go. We will be having conversations with all partners, and we will make sure we can do things safe before anything takes place.
I recognize the honourable member for Halifax Citadel Sable Island.
Throughout our discussions on uranium, the minister has asserted that all we have ever known about uranium in Nova Scotia is lost, and thus we haven't been able to manage this resource at all. But I think that the minister's own department has some information, such as this 2020 report that maps uranium and well water across the province, and I'll table that. We can do lots to learn about uranium and the risk of radon in this province. We can make well water testing free to keep updating this map. We can expand the provincial radon testing program, and we can learn a lot without ever touching the earth. There are airborne geophysical surveys, magnetic and gravity surveys, aerial radiometric surveys, and seismic surveys. What I would like to know is, can the minister outline how we can address the health risks of uranium and radon without mining uranium in Nova Scotia?
I recognize the Honourable Minister of Natural Resources.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I can't stress it enough again. Safe, safe, safe. That is the process we are following on this. The studies that the member's talking about, us doing research and evaluating what we have, the ban is there. We can't even study it for a health risk aspect. The ban needs to be lifted before we can actually look at this aspect. Madam Speaker, this is a process that we're taking for manyfold. Health and safety is one of them. Possible economic benefit. We know that there's radon issues in and around because of uranium in our system, but we don't know the amount of quantity and the quality of the radon that we have in Nova Scotia. This is one of the steps that we need to take, and actually uranium is one of the critical minerals in Canada that the Canadian federal government has on their list as well, Madam Speaker.
I recognize the honourable member for Timberley Prospect.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Nova Scotians are opening